All right, hello everyone. Welcome to your vinyasa practice. Today we're going to, this month we're going to focus on a different area of body awareness, and that will be contralateral movement. So when I say contralateral movement, I mean opposite limbs. So if my right arm's doing something, then I'm trying to get my left leg to move in the opposite direction. In essence, like an example of that would be in tabletop, contralateral movement would be extending left leg back and reaching right arm forward. And so this type of contralateral movement is really good for the brain in terms of getting both the right side and left side of your brain to work together in tandem, and also very good for balance. So you'll see a lot of balance elements in our practice today, as well as the opposite limb movement or contralateral movement. And so to begin our practice, I will offer you to start off right away with downward facing dog. As long as there's nothing crazy going on in the wrist and it's fairly easy for you to bear weight in the hands. And if that's not the case, if you'd like to start off in child's pose, or just know that child's pose is always there for you, if you want to try down dog, you can always come down to the knees, hips to the heels, and take child's pose at any point in time throughout the practice. Okay, so start off, find that first shape. If you're taking down dog, spread your fingertips and a little bit grip the mat with your fingertips. Get your whole palm flat into the mat and press the mat away. Chest starts to shift back towards the thighs. And then be generous with your body because it's probably the first downward facing dog, I'm going to assume you've taken today. And if it's not, just recheck in with your body. Be gentle here. Maybe take a wider stance with the feet. Relax your head. Let the head be heavy. And feel free to bend the knees right and left. If you're beginning in child's pose, just take some deep belly breaths. Start to feel that tractioning of the spine that's happening along the back body, back of the neck, all the way down to the tailbone. And whatever shape you're in, everyone take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Again, deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. If you're in down dog, we'll start to shift forward into a high plank. If you're in child's pose, come forward into that tabletop. In your tabletop, you can shift forward and backward a little bit, just trying to warm up the wrist. And then in your high plank, same thing. You can rock forward to the tiptoes and back to the ball ends of the feet. Remember, you can always set those knees down at any point in time. Just starting to shift weight forward into the knuckles and fingertips, and then back towards the heel of the hand. Either way, this can be a lot of work for the core. So see if you can take one more breath, especially if you're in that high plank. One more breath. And then let's all meet in tabletop. A few rounds of cat-cow here. Take a deep breath in, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Take a deep breath out, press the floor away, round the chin in, tuck the tailbone under, upper back towards the ceiling. And then start to move in and out of cat and cow on your own. And then know that if you want to take any other shape or movement here, you can. It doesn't have to be this linear cat-cow. It can be barrel rolls. It can be wagging the tail side to side. You can draw some circular shapes towards child's pose. One more time, undulate the spine in any way. And then from your tabletop, let's walk the wrists back so they're closer to the knees. So we're really taking a short stance in our tabletop. See if you can get those hands as flat as possible and start to shift the weight forward. So see how my shoulders are going forward of my fingertips. And then I'm just going to shift back until shoulders stack on top of wrists. So I'm just trying to wake up the hands, the wrists, the forearms. Add a little bit more mobility into the wrist. A couple more times, shifting weight forward and backward. And let's turn those fingertips around so you can swivel the fingertips to face the knees, and you might take a more of a neutral tabletop, so maybe hands come forward a little bit, but you can also keep that short distance between fingertips and knees if you want. And if that's the case, then you might want to move the hips back towards the heels a little bit more. Just looking for sensation along the back of the forearm or the belly of the forearm. Notice how that feels, right side, left side. If you can keep the hands flat on the mat. One more breath here. And then let's all take a seat back on the heels and just roll out the wrists. And shake out the hands. All right, let's come forward into a tabletop. Tuck those toes under, and then we'll lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So revisiting this shape, or maybe coming to this first time of the day, no matter. Let's take a rather traditional or more narrow stance, so feet about hip width distance apart. Press down through both palms, engage your fingertips into the mat, relax your head, keep that in the upper body. Take a deep breath in and just lift the right leg up and back. Press that right heel towards the ceiling, keep those right toes dialed down towards the mat, and then set the right foot back to downward facing dog. Stay on that right side with me for a few rounds here. All we're doing is lifting the right heel bone up towards the ceiling, stretching through the back of the leg, and then setting it back to down dog. 3 more times. Inhale, lift the right heel. Exhale, set the foot back down. I'm coming in and out of 3-legged down dog with my right leg guiding that movement. One more time, lift the right leg, and then come back to down dog. Feel free to adjust the stance if you need. Recommit to really rooting through that whole palm, knuckle mounds, pressing down, fingertips engaged. Keep that. Keep relaxing your neck and your head. Start to inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Really reach up through that left heel bone, dial those left toes down towards the mat, stretch back through that leg, and then exhale, come back to downward facing dog. So inhale, 3-legged down dog, left leg lifting, guide through that left heel, and then left foot back to the mat, down dog. 3 more times. Inhale, lift the left leg, and then set it back down. So you're already kind of doing this intro to contralateral movement. We're just moving the left leg. We haven't added on lids yet, but we're kind of signaling the body that's coming. Down dog. Shift forward, high plank. Set the knees down, tabletop. Extend your right leg back. Come to your left fingertips. Press the floor away with your right hand, and then float the right leg and left arm. So here's our first contralateral movement. We're stretching forward through that left hand, back through that right foot, and pressing the floor away with right palm, left knee. Come back to tabletop, second side. First, just extend the left leg back. Come to your right fingertips. Get really strong through the core. Keep that. Nice straight spine. Float the left leg. Reach the right fingertips forward. And stay here for a moment. Reaching through right fingertips, back through left foot. Keep pressing the floor away with left hand and right shin and knee. Keep that nice strong core. Tabletop. Release right palm and left knee. We're going to move this side to side, breath to movement a few times. And I want you to really think about the core staying strong, spine staying straight. As you inhale, extend the right leg back, left arm forward. And then come back to tabletop. Left leg back, right arm forward. Come back to tabletop. One more time each side. Inhale, right leg, left arm, tabletop. Right arm, left leg, tabletop. Now we're going to come all the way down onto the belly. Set up for a few rounds of contralateral movement in our cobra. So first start off tucking the chin, rest the forehead, Hands walk down underneath the shoulders, elbows squeeze in close. We're going to go right arm forward and left leg up and back first. So as you inhale, press into your left hand, stretch your left leg back, reach your right arm forward. So same thing we just did in tabletop. Now we're just doing it from the belly, from our cobra. Come down to the belly, relax the limbs, relax the forehead. Right palm presses the floor away as you inhale. Lift the left arm, stretch it forward, right leg up and back. And then exhale, release. Start to go side to side on your own. Use your breath in to stretch left leg, right arm away from the torso. Exhale, release. Inhaling when you're ready, left arm forward, right leg up and back. Exhaling to release. One more time to each side on your own. Really let the breath guide your movement. Forehead touches down, tuck those toes under. Your choice, pressing up and back to down dog or child's pose. Take 3 breaths wherever you decided to go. Find that stillness, that neutral spine. 4 points of contact, hands and feet, or knees and arms. I mean, in child's pose, I guess technically it would be 5 points because most of us, our head can reach the ground, but sometimes it's not true, so it's okay if it doesn't happen. Meet me in downward facing dog as you're ready. And know that you have the option to always take this from tabletop, opposite limbs stretching. If you're ready to add on to that, we're going to lift that right leg up and back. And then in downward facing dog, come to your left fingertips. So stay rooted through your right palm, keep that right palm flat, and then pop up onto your left fingertips. You're still reaching that right leg high. Relax your head. Deep breath in. Come back downward facing dog. Left palm plants flat. Keep that as you stretch the left leg up and back. Come up onto your right fingertips. Okay, so right fingertips, left palm is flat, left leg is reaching up and back. Relax your head. Normalize your down dog. Come out of that. Deep breath in. We're going to add on to this. Right leg's going to lift. Come to your left fingertips. Maybe you hop your left fingertips off the floor mat for a second or two. Maybe that left hand hops back towards that left leg or ankle for a second or two. And then normalize your hands. Start to shift forward, right foot between the hands. Step up to your low lunge, right foot forward. Left leg is back, right foot is forward. Reach your right arm forward. Little contralateral movement in your lunge. With this in place, so you're on your left fingertips, your right arm's reaching forward, your right knee is bent. Can you step up to Utkatasana? Only things changing are the legs. Left foot steps forward, bending both knees. Utkatasana, add your left arm. Press down into your feet, stand tall, top of the mat. Okay, and then just take a moment here, standing tall, resting the hands together at the heart. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Shift the weight back into that right foot, lift the left knee. Re-extend the arms if you like. You can stay right here working the balance. Remember that contralateral movement, part of it is balance work. If you want to add on a little bit more intensity, you could kick that left leg straight. And then we're going to slowly swing that left leg back towards airplane. Chest moves forward and down towards parallel with the ground. Pausing for a moment in your airplane pose, finding your balance on your right foot. We're going to open this up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Right fingertips might reach for the floor. As the left toes turn out to the side, maybe left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Okay. Still balancing on your right foot. You might be using your right fingertips for a little kickstand. One more breath here. Start to bend into that right knee. Reach that left foot back. Soft landing, warrior two. So warrior two, right foot is still forward, left leg is back. Warrior two. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, side angle, right forearm to right thigh. Left hand towards the ceiling, or you can reach that left arm overhead. Big breath in here. Big breath out. Turning the chest to frame out that front foot. Both hands plant, top of the mat. Brace both hands down into the mat as you sweep that right foot back, three-legged high plank. So now the balance here is on both hands, left foot, right foot might be floating. Okay. Option to stay there like that or pop up onto left fingertips, that contralateral movement now. The base is your right hand and your left foot. Option to just normalize this. If you can always come back to tabletop, that left knee can lower, or you can shift forward, left palm plants, three-legged chaturanga. Inhale, left leg up and back, right arm reaches forward from your belly. So find that low cobra with the contralateral movement. And then exhale, releasing. Option to move back into child's pose or downward facing dog. Whatever you're taking, take 3 breaths. In your child's pose, you're resting. Find those 4 points of contact. Maybe that 5th point of contact is the forehead resting. In that downward facing dog, 4 points of contact are both hands and both feet. So that whole flow we're going to do on the second side. Take 1 more breath wherever you are. This time the left leg is going to lead. Meeting up in downward facing dog. Remember, you can always take a knee if you need. You can do all of this work from that tabletop shape. If you're coming with me from down dog, that left leg's going to lift. Stay rooted through the left palm. Maybe you pop up onto your right fingertips. Okay, and then if that's feeling good and you want to add on, maybe you hop the right fingertips off of the mat a few times. And then you can choose to start to move the right hand back towards the right ankle or leg. See if you can keep bracing through that left palm, right foot. Maybe find the balance for a millisecond. Oh. And then let's keep that 3-legged dog, but replant the right palm. Okay. And then we're going to start to shift forward into a low lunge. So left foot's going to come forward, low lunge. Come back to those right fingertips and extend your left arm forward. Okay, so left foot forward, left arm reaching forward. You're going to see if you can keep your left leg as it is. It's basically in chair pose. See if you can bring your right foot up to meet that. Chair pose, top of the mat. Add your right arm. Deep breath in. Press through those feet, stand tall. Exhale, hands to the heart. Pause here, 1 full breath. Good, start to shift the weight into the left foot. Lift the right knee, start to find that balance on the left foot. And then the whole left leg is really active. So what does that mean? My left thigh is engaged. I'm trying to press my hamstring of my left leg to the space behind me. I'm trying to pull my kneecap up away from my shin bone. Option here to stay and work the balance on the left leg, or if you like, you can try to extend the right foot forward. That's going to add a lot of intensity. Remember, we still have some more balance work to do. So we're going to sweep this right foot back towards our airplane pose. The chest moves forward and down towards parallel with the floor. Pause here for a moment, find that balance. And then we'll open this up into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Left fingertips might come to the floor. right underneath that left shoulder. Right arm might sweep up towards the ceiling, right toes turn out to the side. Try to find your breath here. The main base of this shape is your left foot, so still strong through that left leg. And you stay light on your left fingertips. From here, we're going to start to bend into that left knee. Right foot's going to find a soft landing into warrior two. The right foot is back, left foot is still forward, warrior two, arms spread wide. Deep breath in here, settle. Left forearm to left thigh, right arm sweeps high or overhead, side angle. Big breath in. Big breath out. Now we're going to turn and frame out the foot at the top of the mat. Plant those palms, both palms plant, high plank or three-legged plank. So left leg can float back. And so now the base is both of your hands, right foot, high plank, or three-legged high plank. Option here to find that contralateral movement, or attempt it anyways, by coming to your right fingertip in your high plank. Okay, now here's the option for three-legged chaturanga. So both palms plant, you shift forward. Maybe you move through that three-legged chaturanga. You can skip that, absolutely, just coming to the belly. We're gonna take one more contralateral movement in our cobra. So we'll inhale, we'll extend that left leg up and back. The right arm will reach forward. Left leg, right arm. And then exhale, release. Option to move back to child's pose, or one more time, downward facing dog. I'm going to start to cool it down here. So if downward facing dog is cooling for you, feel free to take it. Take 3 breaths. When you're ready, meet us in child's pose. All right, just because it's gonna feel good, and I love pigeon pose, option to shift forward into your tabletop, sliding that right knee towards the right wrist, extending that left leg back. Option for pigeon here. If pigeon doesn't work on the knees for you, spin over onto your back, right ankle on top of left knee, figure 4. If you're taking pigeon, just take a moment here to sit upright, press the floor away, lift the chest. If it feels like it's a good idea, you can forward fold over the right shin. Let's take about 4 to 5 breaths on this side. Give yourselves a little bit of a break. That was a challenging, albeit short, but challenging little practice to kind of give you an idea about how things are going with balance. Give your brain a little contralateral work. Right hemisphere, left hemisphere, really good for learning and memory, firing new neurons. Take one more breath in our pigeon or our figure 4 on this first side. Mindful with your exits, especially if you're coming from that big, intense half pigeon. And then we'll switch it out to the second side. Left knee moves forward towards left wrist. If you're taking that pigeon, take a moment here to come to your fingertips, maybe pull the heart forward and up to see if you can find a little bit of a lift, a little bit of a back bend. And figure 4 on your back, left ankle to right knee. You can choose to, in that figure 4 on your back, you can choose to hug that close into your chest, or you can leave that right foot resting on the mat. Sometimes that's just as helpful. About 4 to 5 breaths in stillness. If you are still in your shape, start to release out of that. Be gentle on your exit. Meet up on our backs. If you're coming from pigeon, again, be careful with your legs, your limbs, your knees, your ankles, all of that. As you're ready, everyone down onto their backs, relax the shoulders. You can hug your knees into your chest, give yourself a little squeeze. You can wrap the hands around the knees or the shins. Give yourself a little rock side to side. Option from here to take it into happy baby. You could reach up for the soles of the feet or anywhere along the backs of the legs. You could extend one leg at a time. And you could also rock that side to side. If there's any last shape you're craving, feel free to take it. And then we'll take a Shavasana. We'll take about 3 minutes in our Shavasana. I'll set us a timer here. Starting to relax the shoulders down the back, slightly tilting the chin in towards the chest. If you're laying stretched out on your back, flex your toes towards your face, and then completely relax your legs. Option to close down the eyes. Deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth, exhale the air out. Begin to see if you can just start to breathe in and out through the nose. Just a gentle feel of the lips. Maybe the lips stay slightly parted. Nothing left to do here. Just allow yourself to be in Shavasana. Feel free to stay longer if you have the time. If you need to move on with your day, begin to bring some movement to fingertips and toes. Maybe move your head side to side a few times. When you're ready for more, you can breathe in and reach your arms up and overhead. And exhaling off to a side, moving through fetal position. Invitation to join me in a final uprighted, comfortable seat. Maybe the hands just rest face down on the thighs, shoulders shift over hips. ears shift on top of shoulders. Deep breath in, grow tall. Deep breath out, settle into your seat. Take a moment here to observe your body, your breath. You notice a shift. Does anything feel different? Invitation to join me in closing out your practice by bringing the hands together at your heart and bowing the chin into your chest. To honor your practice with reverence and gratitude, may we use the fruits to serve our highest good. Share it with those around us that we love and who could use healing. May we remember to send love and healing to all sentient beings around the world. May they be happy. May they be free. Namaste. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your practice. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments. And I hope to have you back again in class soon. Take care of yourselves in the meantime.